Willis here, host of the Real Estate Show. We're live, we're on the air, and for those of you that are not aware, we broadcast live from the studios of Clear Channel Radio, which is on Houston Northcutt Boulevard in Mount Pleasant. And I'm here 1 hour per week, noon to 1, and the rest of the time I'm an active practicing real estate broker helping people buy and sell. So every 15 minutes we have a commercial break, which is a self-serving break on my behalf to let you know that when I'm not here in the studio, I help people buy, I help people sell, and I answer questions. So please, if you're going to be selling your property, let me help you price the property. Let me let you know how long I think it'll take to get the property sold. And there's an awful lot of creativity that can go into marketing a property. Make sure you call me and you write down my cell phone number, 843-327-3017. or my email address, rick@rickwillis.com. There is never, ever a cost or never an obligation for a consultation with me. And if you're going to be buying anywhere in the greater Charleston area, it doesn't matter where, you want your own buyer's agent. And again, when I'm not here in the studio an hour a week, I spend my time equally between representing sellers and buyers, and it would be my pleasure to talk with you about how I could help you purchase land, home, commercial property, whatever it happens to be, including investment property. So if you want my expertise working for you, make sure you call me. Well, normally on our second segment of the show, we have our favorite traditional mortgage broker here, which is Jason Rosenthal. Jason contacted me this week and said he was not able to handle his segment talking about financing, but I wanted to talk with you about financing for what would normally be Jason's segment. And I'm going to review some different types of financing. You know, oftentimes as a consumer, you hear the term VA and FHA and conventional, and you hear the term USDA, and you don't really know what you want. All you know you want is you want to buy something, you want the lowest interest rate possible, and you may or may not want to have the lowest down payment possible, but there are certain times and places when you want to be looking for certain types of financing. And by the way, I have helped many people buy houses that got bad advice from a bank, got wrong advice from another real estate agent. So please understand that experience makes a difference. Many times people think that a realtor's only good to open a door if you want to look at a house and fill out a contract, but there's so much more to it. So let me review some different kinds of financing. First of all, if you've been in the military, if you have been in the National Guard or the Reserves, you are eligible for what is called VA financing. VA, of course, the Veterans Administration. And always, all the time, under all circumstances, virtually never an exception. If you're eligible for VA financing, that's what you want to use. And unfortunately, people in the past have said, okay, yeah, but I've used my VA before, so I guess I can't use it again. No, you can use your VA eligibility over and over and over again, providing, keyword providing, you have bought a home, paid off your home, and you've sold it in the past, and you can use your VA again. And you can buy zero down payment with Veteran. Zero. You can buy a single-family home. You can buy a duplex, 3-unit property, 4-unit property, providing you're an owner-occupant in the multifamily. I just had somebody contact me the other day. I have a duplex listed for sale. And they said, well, Rick, could I use my VA, buy the duplex, live in one half, and rent the other? Answer, yes. Now, here's what's interesting. And any of you veterans out there listening, listen very carefully, because you don't need much money to do this. Buy a duplex in the low 100s for a price point. Zero down payment. Ask the seller to pay all of your closing costs. You can literally buy a home for less than a total of $500 cash. And you live in one side, you rent out the other side. And are you ready for this? Your total payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and the kind of property that I'm speaking to you about is available right now as we speak. Your total payment would be less than $700 a month. And you own it. and you live in one side and you rent the other side out for $700. So how much does it cost you to live there? Let me see here. I put no money down. I buy the property for, let's pick a number, $115,000. I have a principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment of $695 a month. I live in one side. I rent the other side for $700 a month. I just told you how to live for free. And then later on, if you choose to, you could refinance that property, move out of it, get rid of and pay off the VA loan with a traditional loan, rent out both sides, have a positive cash flow of several $100s a month, and use your VA again to buy another property. And do it again, and do it again, and do it again. Now, if there's anybody out there listening, I don't care if you're 19 years old, 20 years old, you're active duty military, you're retired military, you're still serving in the military. If you haven't used your VA, stop renting. And you say, yeah, but what if I'm transferred? I know I'm going to be transferred. Great. Then you buy a property that, knowing you're going to be transferred, you can rent out. Let it appreciate a little bit. Let the loan get paid down. Refinance it to a traditional conventional mortgage. Use your VA in the next city you're in. Buy again. And you build an inventory of retirement income for yourself that you have somebody else manage for you when you're deployed or if you are in another city in the States. VA financing, one of life's better deals for a veteran. And by the way, you can buy VA up to, I think it's $437,000, 400 and something. No money down. And I can already hear you in the background, you Dave Ramseyites. But Dave Ramsey says, if you can't put 20% down, you shouldn't be buying. Well, God bless Dave Ramsey. You know what? Dave Ramsey will not teach you about getting wealthy. He won't teach you about making money. Dave Ramsey's expertise is to teach you how to get out of debt. That is his shtick. That is his claim to fame. But you know what? If you have to either rent or own, and you can own for less than you can rent, and you can buy no money down, just do it. By the way, listen to all experts and you make your own decision. Thank you. So that's about VA financing. Now, there's another way that you can buy for no cash called USDA. And if any of you are listening and you've not been active duty military, National Guard, or reserves, you can buy zero, not a nothing down payment, no down payment. Seller can pay all your closing costs, so no cash needed to buy USDA financing. So how's that work, Rick? Well, here's how that works. Number one, you have to be out a little bit in the outer suburbs. Alwyndaw, Hugie, Jedburgh, outer limits of Somerville, West Ashley, out Ravenel, Hollywood way. It's USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture. So there's geographical areas, zip codes, if you will, that you have to be just on the outskirts. 100% financing. There are some income restrictions, meaning if you can actually make too much money, but I think it's like 80, 90 some thousand. So for most of you listening, you can benefit from that. And it's a great way to buy. Also, no mortgage insurance. So VA, no mortgage insurance. USDA, no mortgage insurance. So for those of you listening that have limited funds or choose not to use your funds, you want to make sure on any kind of financing, you call me. If you're thinking of refinancing, you call me, because you don't listen to someone that doesn't know the whole spectrum of things. And again, there are many, many, many bankers that don't know, many mortgage people that don't know, many realtors that don't know. I recently helped 2 separate people buy homes that their previous banker and or realtor said they couldn't buy, they had to wait because, well, I knew a different loan program and a way to get them into a property. So, VA financing, no down payment. USDA financing, no down payment. Seller can pay your closing costs. No mortgage insurance. Then there's something called a reverse mortgage. And my friend Jerry Garner, who is the person that I recommend for reverse mortgages, is only for people aged 62 or up. But even those of you that aren't 62, listen, because you can do some financial planning around this if you understand it. age 62 or up. I talked with some folks this week that have a home currently in Somerville. They're intending to sell the home and buy another one. And they have another home out of state they intend to sell and combine and have just one home here in South Carolina. And these folks were older than 62. And I said, you know, you can either get a traditional loan, have monthly payments every month, or if you're over 62, you can put 50% down payment and have no monthly payments for the rest of your life. And as typically is the case, they say, what's the catch? Well, there is no catch. It's an FHA insured loan program for people age 62 or over. And it was created to help people that have limited income, limited assets, limited resources. And it's a 30-year loan, but there are no monthly payments. The monthly payment you don't make gets added on top of the mortgage amount. But the lenders feel that, well, hey, if you're putting 50% down and you're age 62 or older, we'll roll with that and we'll get paid when you either choose to sell it or it's paid off. Now, here's some of the misconceptions. People think in a reverse mortgage that the property goes back to the bank when you die. No, it goes to your spouse, surviving spouse. And when both of you die, it goes to your estate. Then they can sell it, you can sell it at any time, and you still get all the proceeds from that respective property. You get the equity in that property. But hey, if you can pay 100% of the money and have no payments, or 50%, which one sounds like a better deal? And then you use the money that you would normally use to pay down your mortgage or pay off your mortgage, and you either improve the quality of your life, you take a vacation trip around the world, God forbid, you know, the way your wife deserves it, you know, or you take the money and you see me, and I help you invest the money and create more income. So you eliminate a mortgage payment, and you go out and you get yourself $1,000, $2,000 a month in income, and you change your lifestyle, 20, 30, or 1,000 effective income per year by just reallocating your assets. Well, I get on a roll, and I sometimes forget looking at the clock. But remember something. When I'm not here in the studio 1 hour a week, I help people buy and sell. So make sure you call me at 843-327-3017 or email me, rick@rickwillis.com. I want to talk to you about buying, selling, or investing. Never a charge, never an obligation. We'll be back in just a couple minutes for our third segment.